Okay. And go live. Okay. So I can send this to you. If I can find you. Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay, so I should be live on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Now I just joined.
Got it. Okay. Invite.
Accept.
Okay. Chris, you clicked it so fast. Did you get the invite, Tanya, or no?
I did. I did accept. I pressed accept.
Hey, everybody. So we're just waiting. So hopefully I sent an invite to Tanya. I'm not sure if she sees it or not. Did you see it? I can try and send it again if you want. It says invited.
I did, and I pressed accept.
That's awesome, Chris. I'm glad.
Really?
So we're streaming on TikTok. Hey, Katie. And we're also streaming on YouTube. So if you guys would like to watch us on YouTube, which we're over there as well, it's Mo Side Hustles too. And we are talking about the income tax returns that we're going to have to do pretty soon. Let's see. Okay, Tanya.
You might have to accept or invite me again. There it is. Because I'm going to press accept.
There we go. Yay.
Oh, then it's that thing with my face not showing up. Here we go.
Okay, wait.
There we go.
Okay, I hear some, well, I heard some like background. Okay, so we're good, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the quality is so much better on my phone. I really need a new camera on I need a new laptop. So hi everybody on YouTube and hi everybody on TikTok. For those of you that don't know me or Tanya, my name is Mo Maureen, and this is Tanya.
Hello.
Tanya is a CPA, and we are going to be talking about filing our income taxes this year, our 2025 income taxes this year in 2026. There's a lot of new things that are going on as far as no tax on tips and what does that mean, and who does our taxes, how do we do this? Mm-hmm. So everybody's got lots of questions. I've done my taxes 2 years so far being a gig worker, and I'm still confused. So anyway, everybody, this is Tanya. And Tanya, go ahead, and I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, give your background a little bit, and we can get going.
Yes, my background is I have my CPA license, and I started out in public accounting. So I did tax returns and financial statement preparation for 6 years. I did some forensic accounting and helped people with their divorces and splitting the money up. And that was really interesting for a time. But all throughout me working for other people, I had my side hustle, my side gig where I was doing taxes, and I would prepare taxes for friends and family. And then I grew it to 250 clients. And then I sold all the clients in 2018 to focus on with my husband's business and kind of focus on my own, like transition to consulting, more like education. tax education, and but I've been doing this for 20 years now. It's been 20 years.
Wow, isn't that crazy how time flies?
Since 2005, because I graduated college. Yeah, in 2005, and that's when I started my full time at the job.
That is crazy. I mean, it goes by really fast, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I mean, I can't believe it's been 4 years.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. It feels like the pandemic was just like last year or 2 years ago or something.
Right. Yeah, but
2020 was 5 years ago.
We're 6 years now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right.
So so we've had a lot of I've been posting a lot of videos, and I know I really appreciate you hopping on and answering some of the questions that are in there. I kind of took some of those questions so that we can kind of talk about those. I know I sent you something earlier.
And luckily I'm not. Last year at this time, I was 3 days after giving birth. So
didn't we had to reschedule or something, didn't we?
Yeah, because I got in early and they induced me and I gave birth, and and I was in that world last year,
right,
in tax season. So now this year I can like add more and give more.
Right. Yeah. But you're still very busy, I can imagine.
Oh yeah. He's running around. And
is he walking yet?
Yep. Walking and wanting to go everywhere. Putting everything in his mouth. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. So I'm gonna take a look at some of the questions we have so far in here. How do I find out what my tips were on DoorDash? Uber Eats tells me. Okay, so Ranger, I can answer that one real quick. We received an email last week, I believe, from DoorDash, and it was the email that they sent about our mileage. So our mileage and tips were put in there. So it gave you your mileage for your active dash time, and then your total dash time, and then the tips. Now, I don't know about any other platforms if they're separating tips. I know Uber Eats does that, and that's really nice, but I'm not sure about any of the other platforms. So that I do know.
And they're having to do that. Companies are having to let you know what the tips are because they're not on the 1099 yet. They might. I'm expecting them to change it for 2026. For next year, 2027, when we start filing 2026 tax returns in 2027, the form should look different. And I'm assuming they'll have a new little box for tips in the 1099.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's no way for us to go back. In DoorDash, there was no way for us to go back and calculate. Now, with Instacart, other platforms, you can go back and kind of look at the breakdown. But I mean, that's a whole year that you have to.
Yeah.
But if that's so, I guess that brings a question up for me. So how do we? So say there was say Instacart. I made $5,000. $2,500 was base pay. $2,500 was tips, but it does not show on my 1099 at all. It just shows on the platform.
Yeah.
Like, is that just going on the honor system that we're just putting in that we?
Mm-hmm. Okay. For 2025, it is, and the IRS even has it in their bulletin on their website that they're gonna give leniency for 2025 because they don't have their forms updated yet. So it is going to be the honor system.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Because I'm going to have to go in and figure it out. Luckily, my main gig was Uber Eats this year, and it separated it fantastically. It was awesome.
Yeah.
let's see, how many years does the IRS have to figure out that someone might have underreported asking for a friend?
Well, the rule is that they can go back like 3 years. That's like the general rule, 3 years. But then they also have this other exception. Well, no, that would be for deductions. The exception is if you underreport income. So if you don't report all your income, and then they find later on that, hey, you have this like total 1099 that you didn't report, or you have this other income, then they can go back whenever they want for that. But
Okay.
but generally for audits and for deductions, if like you reported all your income, but now you wrote off a bunch of stuff, it's 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for deductions, it's 3 years.
Mhm.
So say I did a bunch of little platforms where I only made like $500.
Yeah.
But I added up to, a couple $1,000s. And I didn't report it because I didn't get a 1099. Is that something that they could later on go back and say, oh, I see that you worked for so-and-so and made $500 in 2026?
That's only if the IRS gets a report of it. And the only way the IRS knows is if they get a 1099, another, like if they get the second copy of the 1099. Yeah. If the company is reporting this to the IRS. And the only reason the companies report to the IRS is if they do 1099. So if you don't get a 1099, it's again the honor system. So the IRS would never really know. So they wouldn't know to audit you.
Right.
I don't know how like the future will be. I Googled this and I was like searching, can the IRS look at your bank statements and like bank deposits? And right now they don't. They're not looking at your bank transactions and bank deposits. That's like totally separate. So there's no way for them to know. So they would not be coming back for you for that. Because they don't have any official form that you have this income.
Right. All they're really going by is the form that the company is sending to you and to them.
Yeah. And usually it does take them like 3 years to find out, sometimes 2 or 3 years. Because I had this one client in the past. She it was California actually. She had this like Schedule K1. It's like a form that you get for when you have an S corp or a partnership, and then the California was getting wrong, and it was like the 3 years was up. Like let's say February, and she got the letter in January that like, oh, you didn't report this income for California, so now you owe a bunch of money. California. So it was like so close to a 3 year like.
Oh my God!
For the statute.
And that's what would happen to me. It would just be so close to the
But the only way they found out is because there was a form reported to the IRS about this income. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, but like the IRS isn't going to look at me and say, you made $500.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they have much bigger fish to fry than a little gig worker like me.
And that's why even 2026, this year, now the threshold increased. So instead of having to issue somebody a 1099 if they made $600 or more, now it's $2,000 or more. So now you can make up to $2,000 and you won't get 1099 if it's less than $2,000.
Is that from last year or will be in 2026?
It'll be this year, 2026. Yeah,
that's actually really nice.
It's one of the new One Beautiful Bill Act changes.
Yeah. Which will probably end up changing eventually. Anyway.
So we'll probably have to educate next year to be like, hey, I made $1,000. I didn't get 1099. But well, you don't have to because it's under 2,000.
Right. Yeah. Which that would be great for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 1099 NEC from DoorDash, 26,000 and 4,000. Plus my email of 14,000 in tips. Why did they send 2 1099s?
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Did you have
they normally don't get 2 1099s. The only reason they would get 2 1099s, I've seen it where they start off as a sole proprietor. under their social security number, and then maybe they set up an LLC and they get a federal ID number. And so now one 1099 is under the social and the other 1099 is under the federal ID number.
Oh, okay.
But it's for the whole year.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or because it's but if both 1099s are under the same social security number and the box isn't checked for corrected, because sometimes they'll issue a new one and it'll be corrected. So then you disregard the other one and then you just pay attention to the new one. But because the amounts are so different, it's like so different. I'm wondering if they just made a mistake in reporting and she needs to add those two together. And that's where I would go to the report from the platform, run the report of your income and see if it's 18,000, then you got those two that you need to add together, those 1099s. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully that answered your question with that. I think I saw your question in one of the comments on one of my videos. So hopefully, I would go into, and luckily with DoorDash, you can go into your earnings and do the earnings statements and you can add those up like really easily. I would add those up and see if, because it says you got one for 26K and one for 4K. So if you made 30, then I guess maybe you need to add
those together. Yeah. Right. And report both of them.
Right. So Katie says she made 1,800 in Spark, but can't see how much I made in tips. So can you go back, Katie, to each delivery and just add them up? Okay, so Ranger says my base pay was 2,000 and my tips were 23,000. That's my honor system. Okay.
Here's the sucky part. Here's the sucky part. It's really sucky, and I wrote it on the whiteboard to like show it visually, but you still have to pay Social Security and Medicare.
Yes.
On that income.
Yeah.
So it's the no tax on tips. It should be no income tax on tips, but yes tax for Social Security and Medicare. So because it's self-employment income, you still have to find as many write-offs as you can to reduce it, because to pay, otherwise you pay 15%.
Since we're at that right now, we might as well go ahead and do like an example.
Yeah.
So you can let everybody know how it works.
Yeah.
And me too, because I know you explained it before and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And now I'm like, wait, what did she say?
Yeah.
So say someone made 40,000. Okay.
Yes.
20,000 was base pay and 20,000 is tips.
Yeah.
So how do they go about what do they like? What is the the steps and what they have to do?
They'll report the 40,000 of income total on the business profit and loss Schedule C part of their tax return. That's their total business income is 40,000. There's going to be another section. It's a new section on the tax return. It's called additional deductions. And depending on what software you use, if you use TurboTax or the different softwares might have it in different areas, but in my tax software, it's under adjustments to income, and it's additional deductions, and that's where you're going to put the tip amount, the 20,000, the tip. And then it'll automatically get deducted on your 1040, page 1. To reduce your taxable income. It's not going to reduce your business profit. So the 40, let's say you had no deductions. Let's say you had no mileage, office supplies, like home office. Let's say you didn't have any of those. You had $40,000 of income. Well, you have that means you have $40,000 of profit, business profit. Now you're going to pay 15% on 40,000.
Okay.
Then that's your self-employment taxes. Now you have your tip deduction. Now on your tax return, 1040 is going to be $40,000 of income minus $20,000 of tip deduction minus your standard deduction, which is like $15,000. Now you're left over with $5,000 of taxable income. Then you pay ordinary income taxes on $5,000, whatever your tax bracket is, wherever you fall in the tax bracket. And I want to say it's like 10% on that level.
Okay.
So it helps
first
to reduce your taxable income.
So first you would take off the tips, right? Wait.
Well, first, let's say you didn't have any business expenses. You just have your $40,000 of income, and then you report that for your business, and now that's your business, Schedule C. Mm-hmm. Then you take your tips, your $20,000, and you put it in the little section for additional deductions on your tax return.
Right.
And so now your adjusted gross income is $20,000. 40,000 minus 20,000. That's your adjusted gross income.
Okay.
And then you get to take your standard deduction. Everybody gets the standard deduction, $15,000. If you don't itemize, if you don't have like mortgage interest, property taxes, all that. So then that gets reduced even more. So now you've got $5,000 of taxable income, and now you're taxed on your taxable income, based on your brackets. So
it's not basically. So it's not. You just get taxed on the 20,000. It's not like it just cuts in half and you just put 20,000 in there, because you still have 40,000 in.
You still have to put the 40,000 in, because you're going to pay self-employment taxes on the 40.
Yeah.
And that's 15%. Yeah.
Right. So it's not. Yeah. I mean, it's still going to be better for us, but not in the way that it's coming across. It's not like. Yeah.
It'll especially be good for W-2 employees, because let's say you have W-2 income and 1099 income. It's going to help reduce that W-2 income.
Right.
Or other income that you have.
Right.
It'll help reduce all your other income, so that you don't pay taxes on all your other income.
Right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think a lot of us don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I used to, but this is it for me.
Yeah.
Dash Burrito says, I'll tell my friend to vote to defund the IRS. Do you have to estimate for Spark with tips? I'm not sure, Katie. I think, and I don't know. I mean, would she have to estimate, do you think, Tanya? Or does she have to like go back in and...
I mean, the IRS did say, like, if you need to estimate because this was a new rule and you can't,
and they didn't,
there's no record, then you estimate. Mm-hmm. And you do like your best estimate, like, this is how much income I made, probably a portion of this much I got in tips. And there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Who does the same form? One of your income and one is from bonuses. One. I'm not sure. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand?
For the two 1099s? Maybe. Because I know with DoorDash, the total income is base pay, promotions, and tips. Maybe they said, I don't know. I thought it was all connected and we just 1099 for all of it together.
That's what last year I just got one 1099. Yeah. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it's different type of income that they separated out.
Right. So yeah, Katie, hopefully that answered your question about the like giving an estimate, that they are giving some leeway. So if you think it's mostly tips, then just make your best estimate. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, if they're giving leeway, then
I know. Even the IRS said it. It was like,
right.
Yeah.
So Bonbon says, I'm curious how much you get back on gas and mileage. Well, I mean, you don't get anything back. Please don't think that if you're a gig worker that you're going to get any tax refund. I really don't see how that's ever going to happen.
Only if even still, it's hard. It's hard to like, if you make under a certain amount, there's this earned income credit. If you have children and you.
Right. And that's, yes, if you have children, I shouldn't say never, but I think you can.
Sometimes the credits outweigh the tax and then you get a little refund.
Right. So what is the mileage? What's the amount for mileage? Is it 46?
For the mileage rate for 2025, 70 cents is the mileage rate.
Why did I think 46? 70 cents is awesome. Compared to 46.
70 cents. And for 2026, it's 72.5 cents. So it increases each little year.
Yeah. Even though gas goes up this much, our mileage goes up this much. And
which is interesting. I don't know. At some point, I don't know. Maybe it'll get to 100%. I don't know at some point.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. First time. Okay. So it's her first time filling out with the 1099.
Oh, okay.
Debbie says, can you write off your car payment?
Not if you own it. Not if you have a loan and you own it. But if you're leasing it, then you can write off the lease payments.
Okay.
And that means you're taking the actual expenses method and not the mileage method.
Right.
It's confusing because you still kind of have to. You still have to track your miles because you have to figure out what percentage of your car you use for business. And it's easy. That's the method that they want you to do. Is like, well, how many miles did you drive for business and how many total miles? And then you divide it and then you take, okay, I drove my car 20% for business. So once you have that percentage, then you take 20% of all your actual expenses, which would include 20% of the lease payments. So it can't be 100%. It's only the business portion.
So if you take the standard deduction for mileage, if you take that, can you also do the lease payment?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So my recommendation, and I'm just saying that I feel like this is the easiest. I obviously am not a tax person, but for myself, I find it easier and less harsh on me if I just do the standard mileage deduction, which includes all of your gas, all of your car repairs, all your oil changes, all of that. I'm not super clear on car washes, or you can't deduct car washes.
No,
so
car washes, 70 cents per mile includes like all that maintenance.
All of that.
Yeah.
Yes. But if you buy a carpet cleaner to clean the inside of your car, it's very confusing, but there are certain things that you can deduct, but mileage is all of those things. So unless you have had like a ton of car repairs, but then also you have to save all your gas receipts and stuff too. And if you're anything like me, there's no way this girl is saving gas receipts from like almost every single day of the year. There's no way.
Or some people have just a gas credit card and they just put their gas on it, and then now you have the total for the whole year, because sometimes they do a little summary.
Right. And that's nice too. In a perfect world, that's where I will be.
Yeah. The only two things you can still deduct using the standard mileage method is DMV, property taxes on your car.
Yeah.
And interest on your car if you have a loan.
Interest on your car payment.
Yeah.
Not your car payment, but the interest on your car payment. And you also can deduct a portion of your phone bill. If you're using that for DoorDash or whatever.
Yeah.
Spark, you can go back in the app and look at every week. Yes, but I don't think you can go back like too far. I think you can just go back on the week. And if you don't keep up with it, then it kind of goes away.
Somebody had a question about the interest. So when you're a gig worker, self-employed, independent contractor, you've always been able to take the interest deduction
Yes.
of the car, your interest portion.
Yep.
So that is, you've always had it. Now, if you get a new car and now you have a new loan and you have interest, let's say you use your car 50% of the time. Well, only 50% of that interest will be able to be deducted through your Schedule C. It'll reduce your business profit. You can take the other 50% and then deduct it on the new Schedule 1-A on your tax return, where you can deduct your car interest now. You just don't double dip. But that's for new cars. So for new cars, you get this extra deduction on your tax return for new cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Supposed to say Uber does the same. Oh, Uber does the same. 299s. One is the income and one is the bonuses.
Oh, okay. All right. So then it'll be income, you include it, you add it together.
Right.
And now for 2026, I'm so curious what it'll look like, but there'll be a separate little box that'll have tips.
Right. Katie says she found it for Spark on how to separate it. So that's good. That's awesome.
Cool.
150K or above, you do pay tax on tips. Oh, so if we make over 150,000, we do pay on tips. Okay.
It starts to phase out, so you don't get to take the deduction if you make over 150 adjusted gross income.
Faded says, I'm getting back $340. Is that common? I guess it depends, like if you have kids or what your situation is.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Child tax credit, earned income credit, education credits. Those can be refunded back.
Both W-2 and DoorDash. Is there anything I need to tell the tax person? No, just bring all of your stuff, right?
Yeah. You obviously the tax documents, the W-2 and the 1099. The other thing that it's your responsibility to now just gather your expenses and give them the miles and give them, if you bought any supplies for your car, or if you have a home office, then you give them the rent and your utilities from your home office and the square footage of your little home office. They're going to want, so all those little things that, it's kind of like your bookkeeping, like your little bookkeeping part of it.
Yep. Yeah. Debbie says, what about car insurance? You can't, right?
Not if you're doing the standard mileage.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. If I got my car in 2021, I can't claim interest on my car payments. Yeah, you can.
You can't for the new car interest deduction. The new one that came out, you can't because it's not a new car, but you can claim it for your business, for your for the standard mileage deduction, Schedule C.
Okay.
To reduce your 1099 income. You still can. Yeah. Okay. And it's just the portion, it's your business portion.
Right.
That you used your car. Yeah.
Right. So as far as mileage goes, you need to get I have mine right here, your mileage from the first of the year in 2025 and the first of the year in 2026. That's your total mileage. And then you take the mileage that you should be calculating it, recording it. I don't know. I can't think of the word. Keeping track of your mileage while you're working. And then, so say you drove 20,000 miles and 10,000 was working. So that would be 50% of your mileage is for your work. So 50% of your interest now, if you have car interest, 50% of your property taxes, DMV fees. And that's the only thing you'll use that percentage for. Then you just take the miles and times it by the 70% or 70 cents. And the tax software does that.
you had a question about, well, there's on-time delivery mileage, like restaurant to customer, and like total mileage while the app is turned on. I would take your total miles that the app is turned on, because based on the IRS publication 463, if you have a home office, if you have an office in your home, then you can count the mile driving from your home to, you know, a restaurant or whatever. And from the restaurant back to your home, you can count it. Yeah.
So this is again just what I do. I turn Stride on when I leave the house. I leave it on the whole time because usually I'm just working, and I turn it off when I get home. So that is from the time I leave to the time I get back home.
And especially because if you're working the whole time. Now, the only time I would say you don't cut the mileage is like, let's say you're out and about, and then you turn the app off, and then you go to the grocery store and do your grocery shopping, or you go to your friend's house. But now you've turned your app off, so then those miles aren't counting. That's pretty nice that they or know the miles while the app is on.
It's kind of creepy if you ask me. Sometimes when my phone is like goes below 20%, I'll get this little notification that says Uber is not recording anymore, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Recording what? Like recording me talking, because they're getting an earful because I talk to myself. I talk to ChatGPT all day. It's like it's crazy. But I don't know. But it is nice that they, like you said, that they know the mileage. And so there was a question asking which one you would use, and I would use the total mileage as well. Bonbon also says, does it have to be a new car? Can it be the used car that you're making payments on?
It can be for your business.
Yes.
It can be a used car that you're making payments on. Yes.
Okay.
But not for that new auto deduction that came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about medical form 1095A and B? Okay, she uses the marketplace insurance.
Yep. That still needs to be reported for federal purposes. I think some states got rid of it. I think California, there's no form for it. But for federal, if that 1095A, the B one is just for your copies. Is it? No, there's a C. There's A, B, and C. I think the 1095C is when like your employer pays for your health insurance, and so they just give you that copy. So there's different copies. It just shows that you had insurance. But the 1095A is the one that you need for the taxes. Because if you're getting like a little benefit and you're getting like a credit, then they need to do like a reconciliation, and then based on your final income that you have, then either you pay some of it back or you get more of a refund. Which is annoying that you have to pay some of that.
Okay, so we're up to date, I think, on the questions in the chat. So I'm just gonna pull up what we were talking about earlier today. Oh, okay. Income versus tips. If a driver 1099 shows 5,000, but 3,000 of that was tips, do they report the full 5,000 as income? I guess we kind of went over this.
Yes, you do. You report the whole 5,000.
Where and how are tips separated? Okay, so we already went over that. So why did DoorDash send both a 1099 and a separate email? And that is because of
they just didn't have time to update the 1099 form, so they have to tell you what the tips are.
Right.
And that's nice that they're doing it. They could have been like, oh, you need to figure it out. Just go in and figure it out yourself.
That's pretty much what everybody else did.
Yeah.
That sounds like Instacart and Spark did that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
W-2 people are different. W-2 people, when you work at a restaurant and you're getting W-2, they always had to separate it out, the tips.
Yeah. I remember it because I mean, I've had so many jobs. I worked in a restaurant at one time, and it did show like it separated out. Okay. This was interesting to me because I know nothing about this. Vehicle depreciation. Can gig workers depreciate their vehicle?
Not if you're doing the standard mileage deduction.
Okay.
And somebody said, so can you claim the car insurance on top of the mileage? No. So no with insurance, no with depreciation. It's all included in that 70 cents per mile. It takes into account all that.
Right.
The only time that you do take depreciation is if you do the actual expenses. And there's even, I know that there's like 100% bonus depreciation. There's a rule with like your personal vehicle where it's like limited, so you can't take all of it. So you can take like a big chunk of depreciation in the first year if you go with that method. And so sure, maybe the first year your actual expenses might be bigger than your mileage deduction. Awesome. But then you have to stick with it and you can't change it. So even if like year 2, your miles are more because you don't have that big depreciation anymore.
Right.
Then you're stuck. You're stuck taking the actual.
So is that until you get rid of that car and get a different one?
Okay. Yeah, until you change cars.
Okay.
So I don't know. I've always just done the mileage because like
same.
I did 1 year where like 2 years where I leased the car just to see what it was like. And I leased a Jetta car. And I'm like, I'm going to see what it's like. And I remember I wrote off the lease payments. And I remember doing the comparison. And it was like the same thing. It was the same. Yes. And I'm like, I'm doing all this work and track all my expenses and do the depreciation, do all that. And I could have just done the mileage.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said earlier, I'm not telling anyone what to do, but that is, to me, seems like the easiest and the least amount of work and
so you can depreciate it when you are doing the actual expenses when you own your car, but when you lease a car you don't depreciate.
Okay.
And you own, but you can write off the lease payments.
Right.
That's what you can do.
But then you also have to save all your gas receipts in your car. Yeah. Right.
And so I guess maybe if you're using your car, like, I don't know, if like you drove 5,000 miles and 4,000 was business. So you only have 4,000 miles, but now it's like almost 80%, 90% of your car is business. Then maybe 90% if you have like really high expenses, a lot of like, if it's really an expensive, that you're leasing a really expensive car and you have high insurance and I don't know, maybe that will make sense, but then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonbon says, so only lease payments, not regular car payments, and that's correct.
Yeah.
But you can write off your a portion of your car loan interest.
Yeah.
Yes. And phone bill, same with your phone bill, Debbie, right? I don't know if you, like, do you just guess at the percentage of how much?
Yeah, so there's another CPA. His name is Mark Kohler. He's on YouTube. Mark Kohler, he's a CPA and a tax attorney. He's both. He says if you need to use your phone, it's an ordinary and necessary business expense, you write off 100%.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. I used to think, I use it for personal. Maybe I should carve out a little portion. But
you have
especially drivers, like you have to have it. So it would make sense that you write off 100% of it, even if you use it for personal.
Right. I mean, is that the same as like if you had a business? Well, I guess I was going to say home office, but you would have to take like the square footage of.
Yeah, you do. With the home office, you definitely do take the square footage and only take a portion. Like you can't. So I guess it's different for different things, but like internet and telephone, I think, yeah. I think you can get away with writing off 100% of your phone and internet.
So I'm just going to ask for my personal. So I have my like my TikTok and my YouTube, and I make money through that.
Yeah.
And I have my home office that I'm sitting in. I do rent. I do travel to either DoorDash or like I just traveled to where my boyfriend is working this week, and I worked on my business. So so if I traveled there, I didn't have to be there, but I was working while I was there.
Okay.
Would I include the mileage there and back if I was working there? Either on my computer or DoorDashing. Like if I'm DoorDashing, I do keep track of my mileage going there. But since I knew I wasn't going to be delivering while I was there, I did not keep track of my mileage this time, but I still was working. So how does that?
Okay.
Is that kind of a gray area, or?
It's kind of easy because if you're door dashing in that city, it's all about like your intention. Like, what is your intention for the travel? If you intended to go there to DoorDash, but then you met up with friends or your boyfriend or whatever during it, but the primary purpose was for business, then you write it off for business.
Right.
You write off just your car stuff that you're doing for DoorDash.
Okay.
And your meal,
Right.
I would think, yeah, because you're far away from your tax home,
right.
So it just has to be like the purpose of the trip, and it's
Right.
and that's why travel and auto has been like a bit. They have like a whole separate rules for it because it can be easily abused,
Yes.
So if you travel for business, it's just got to be documented. Like, oh, well, I went here because I like, I have better customers there. And so I like the neighborhood there or whatever. So as long as you have like a reasonable explanation for having that be a business trip, and it was more of a business trip than a personal trip, then you can count it all.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I brought my computer.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work today and yesterday on my computer. Like, I guess I would have anyway. I would have here if I was here. I would have done the same thing. But I also, they have some cool churches where he is, and I did some videos on those churches. So like, I always try and like document that I was there and that I created something. I was like, I always try and talk about travel dashing or make some sort of travel videos so that it is part of the purpose that I go. It's not just like, I'm going to go see my boyfriend, bring my laptop, and I'll just write it off. Usually I DoorDash, but it's been really difficult to travel and dash other places. So I'm trying to like do more of other things, so I don't have to.
Yeah. And there's even this little rule with traveling. If you have to travel outside of your tax home for business and it's Friday, but then on Monday, you also have some business that you have to do in that wherever you're traveling. Even if you do personal stuff on Saturday and Sunday, even if you don't do any business on the weekend, you can count the weekend as part of your business travel.
Because you're away.
Yeah, you're away. Yeah.
Meals and hotel stays, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's awesome. I mean, I never have to pay for my motel because he's always, his work puts him up or whatever. Yeah. But like yesterday, I made dinner and I went and got all of the stuff at the grocery store to make dinner. Yeah. So that I saved the receipt for that, so that I could, even though I didn't keep track of my mileage, but anyway, there's so much to remember and so much to save. But let's see. What Charlie says, what apps don't include the tips? There are a lot of them. I would say Spark and Instacart are the two that, but you can go back and look. Katie just said that we could. Mileage wise, if I transition directly from delivery to mystery shopping, do I need to separate it? No, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just giving mileage.
Yeah.
You're not saying, well, I did this mileage for DoorDash and this mileage for this.
The only reason you would separate it is if you're separating the businesses and you're going to do 2 Schedule Cs.
Right.
But you can
combine it. I don't think he is, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you would get 2 1099s.
Yeah, you'll get 2 1099s, but you can still put it all under one Schedule C.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Justin, hopefully that answers your question. Katie says, "What I grocery shop every week and pack my lunches for my 8 to 10 hour day. Can I use that?"
Yeah, that has like all your personal meals.
I don't think so. If you're at home, right?
Even yeah, if you're at home, no. But when you're traveling, yes. But when you're at home,
if you're traveling, and you said, I think you told me it was like 50 miles away from home or farther.
Yeah.
I think that was I have that in my head for some reason, just because I travel so much. But I don't think like if you're home, so that I guess that is something like, so say I leave the house at 6:30 and I work till 6:30 and I'm out dashing all day and I go out to eat for my lunch. Is that something that can be written off or no?
No, not if you're near your tax home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Katie, hopefully that answers that question. I haven't gotten this second form yet. Do you mean the email with the tips on it? Because that should be in your email. Shipped, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Flex can go under one. Yes, can go under one. So Josie, yeah, you'll need to look for the email. I think it came last week. I did a video on it, so it kind of shows what the email looks like. If you still have questions, send me a message after, and we can I can try and see what I can't remember what the title, the subject was. Okay, so we went over the depreciation.
Yeah, for travel, for business, they don't even have like a specific mileage. All they say is you're traveling away from home if your duties require you to be away from your general area of your tax home for a period substantially longer than an ordinary day's work. And you need to get rest or sleep to meet the demands of your work while away. So they don't even have like,
okay,
your travel this many far away. They don't even have like guidelines on it. It's just like, I want to see that 50 miles was like if you're moving. When you move, and you used to be able to get a deduction for moving expenses. I think they got rid of that. They got rid of the moving deduction. But so
I mean, I guess like I go to my boyfriend's house, which is about an hour away from me. I would say probably 50 miles.
Yeah.
And if I work while I'm there, I do track my miles there. And sometimes, although, if I'm staying at his house, I'm not like buying food for, I'm not getting meals or anything.
Yeah.
I just basically track my miles if I go there and I work there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say like an hour or more away from home. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. Like another county, Yeah.
Yeah. And he does live in another county. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess unless you live on the edge of the county, right?
Yeah.
February 1st, they came out for DoorDash tips and emails. Okay, so Justin says his email from DoorDash went to his spam folder. So please check your spam folder. And Anna says it came out on February 1st, which I was really surprised. I thought they were going to wait till the end of February to send it, but they were kind of on the ball, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes. At the end, we don't have anybody on YouTube. Oh well. If you're watching us on YouTube, hi, thank you for joining us. What drivers? Let's see. Anything drivers should or should not change in how they report income. We already kind of went over that. Clarifying myths versus facts around 1099 income. I don't know. I mean,
well, I guess, yeah, with the tips, it's like, oh, you know, it was like, oh, you can reduce your tips. Like if you make 5,000 and your tips are 3,000, then you only have to report 2,000. That's
right.
not true.
You
still have to report the whole entire 1099.
Right.
Yeah.
And you do have to pay your self-employment tax and your Social Security and Medicare out of that. Now, does that come out of your taxable income or does that come out of your total income?
That gets calculated based on your net profit after business expenses.
Okay.
So it's your income minus all your business expenses, then you get calculated that. And that counts towards if you get Social Security later on when you retire. That's part of your Social Security.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
If we get it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, I don't know if anybody else has any last minute questions. I think this went really well. Like I feel more confident in, even though I'm going to CPA here. I'm not going to screw around on my own here because my boyfriend goes to someone here, and when I looked at how much it cost me to do TurboTax and how much it cost him, and he's got all kinds of, I mean, he is like working in different states and states all over. What he paid her was very comparable to what I paid to do it myself on TurboTax.
Wow.
So I'm like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna go have somebody do it. Just say, here's all my stuff.
I know.
I know,
totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth it just to have somebody.
I think so. Yeah.
Get it prepared. But at least now now that you've done it yourself, when you get a copy of your return, it's like, okay, here it is. Let me know if you're ready for me to e-file.
Right.
You can review it and be like, okay, and you can ask questions. Be like, did you do this? Did you do that? Okay, so you did it, and make sure they captured everything. They're not missing anything. Yeah.
Right. Because that first year I went to H&R Block because I figured, okay, well, they know what they're doing. And the lady had been there forever, but I think she screwed something up.
Oh, no.
Because I paid like $4,000 in that year. And I had a W-2 also. So it's like, I thought that it would kind of balance each other out.
And then some tax preparers are lazy and you give them what you give them and then they don't ask for more. It's like, okay, this is it. Okay, fine.
Yep.
But you want to there's all these things that we can do.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, thank you guys. Everybody that's been here. Thanks, Katie. I see Katie and Adrian and Debbie. You're welcome. Tanya and we already talked before the live. We're going to try and do it again. Mm-hmm. We are tossing around the idea of the 19th. So that's okay, Adrian. We're going to do it again. So the 19th, which is a Thursday, probably at the same time. Does this time work for you?
Yeah, this works.
Yeah, for me too. And I think, everybody's kind of done, they're just at home and it's easier for them to kind of hop on instead of during the day. So yeah, awesome. So thank you.
Great.
And I'll be in touch. And
I guess, because if people see the replay on YouTube, then they can post questions in the comments for.
Great. Yes. So if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and post any questions that you want in the comments and we'll try and get back to you. What was I going to say? Oh, did you want to tell people about your school community before?
Oh, yes. And I've got my school community, the Write-Off Club, where I'm doing office hours in there. And I'll be doing one on the 12th, office hours on the 12th.
Oh, great.
And little workshops and just like pop-up workshops to go deep dive into things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Adrian, same handle. It's Mo Side Hustles too. So go and check me out on YouTube also. Yes, so she has a school community. It's SKOOL. And if you guys do not follow Tanya, please click on her little face there and follow her on TikTok. She also has a really nice, I'm assuming you still have it. If you click the link in her bio, she has a really nice just a guide.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's got a list of over 100 deductions. And in the community, I've got the 2025 and the 2026 one available. And it's got the spreadsheet where, you still have to do the work of gathering your stuff, but then you add it all, you gather it, and then you can give it off to the tax person to prepare.
Yes. Where it's a little more organized and they know exactly what you have coming in.
Hopefully like it jogs your memory of like, oh, I forgot about that, or oh, I forgot I did have that subscription to that magazine, and it's helpful, and like little things like that. Yeah.
I forgot that before we go, I just have one more question. So my Stand Store, my Canva, all of those, I can write those off as well.
Yes, totally. Yep.
Okay, good.
All those little software.
Yep.
Recurring subscriptions that we forget. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian, go ahead and follow Tanya. Do you have a link to your school?
I do. It's in my link in bio.
It is. Okay.
On the Stand Store, yeah.
Yeah. So go to the top of her page, click on the link, and it'll direct you to that. You can have the school information for her too. So yeah, you're welcome, Katie. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you, Tanya. I mean, my God, I learned so much from you, and I just really appreciate you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I will stay in touch, and we'll do it again.
We'll do it again. See when new questions come up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Bye. Bye. I don't know how to end it on YouTube, but